This is a modified Toyota GR Yaris. Now, I don't think that anyone should modify a Toyota GR Yaris. I think Toyota's got it perfect right out of the factory. However, some people have complained that, the engine isn't quite powerful enough. It could do with making a bit more noise. The suspension is a little bit too high and the seating position inside is all wrong. This car apparently addresses those 4 issues some people have. I'm going to find out whether this is actually better than factory. I can't believe that it will be. This is Imran from Evolve Automotive.
Hello everyone.
Imran, you have tuned, modified, messed up.
Allegedly, so you say.
I think you might have messed up this car. And we're actually going to start off with something that you've done to it, which isn't one of the 4 things that people complain about, and that's the looks. You've given it a body kit.
Yes, so this is a GR Yaris body kit. They're from Germany, and I think it just adds that little bit of subtle aggression. My favourite part of the kit is the spoiler, because I think they are lacking a rear spoiler.
Let's just talk round it. So here at the front, it's not actually that noticeable. When I see your car, just like, it looks right, but it just looks a bit more aggressive than mine. I thought it was, is it because you just wrapped it in matte black? But it's not, it's this body kit, which is not too in your face. I'm not so sure about this bit here, but if we move round the side, it all blends in very well.
Yeah, the side skirt literally just follows the bottom of the car.
And do you know what? You mentioned the spoiler, and seeing it here, looks like it should have really had one right out of the factory.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like it belongs. When you look at these cars, the way the roof slopes down, it looks like there's something missing. And yeah, as you said, if that came from the factory, you wouldn't think anything different. This was supposed to go rallying, wasn't it, this car? It didn't
because of like COVID and all that kind of stuff. And obviously the rally car has a big blooming spoiler.
Yeah,
so it's weird that they didn't put one on the road car.
Yeah, they should have.
Then moving around the back here. So I don't mind the lippy bit so much here at the rear. In fact, it looks better than the normal kind of diffuser plastic area on the Yaris.
And it just mirrors what's already there on the car, so the design is quite cohesive. And you've also got the lovely Akrapovic titanium.
Oh yeah. We're going to come on to that because the exhaust look way better. So we've got those, and we'll find out what it sounds like in a bit. But moving back to the side, obviously this car is lowered, and that helps make it look more aggressive, doesn't it?
Yeah, because the arches are really wide, and when you have the car sitting up quite high, I guess it looks more like a rally car, but it doesn't suit the car in terms of the stance. So I think the stance is a lot better. Yeah,
so lowering the suspension does give it a bit better stance, but this for me is all about driving, and it's all about driving along narrow, British, rubbishy potholes like they are at the moment, and just dealing with them, just soaking it all up. I'm not convinced that lowering the suspension is the right thing to do on this car. Japan's finest engineers worked on this car to set it up to just fly across tarmac without, too much bother from bumps.
But interestingly, the company who make the suspension on this car is Bilstein. So do you know who makes the suspension for the GR&M?
It's Bilstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have Bilstein on the standard car, do you?
No. On the special version, the GR&M, it's Bilstein coilovers on it.
Yeah, so
I'm not saying they're the same, but it's the same company that's made it.
You know what he's saying? They're not saying they're the same. They're going to be similarly the same.
They're going to be similar, yeah.
Right. Well, we'll find out the suspension when we're driving it. But we talked about the visual. When I was buying one, I was like, which colour? I walked past a white one, then a red one. I couldn't make up my mind, and in the end, I just went for red. No, I didn't, did I?
You went for white.
I don't even know the colour of my own car. What an absolute idiot. Yeah, white. You obviously, black was your colour, right?
Yeah, when I went to order the car, I knew I wanted it matte black, so that's why I ordered a black car.
Yeah, so you don't open the door and it's white,
correct.
which just looks weird.
Yeah.
Whichever colour I see it in, I just think it looks right. The 3 colours all work. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go and check out probably the biggest area where you've upgraded it. Do you have a small fleet of cars like me? Then you will love the new Shell Fleet app. It's perfect if you need to manage a small fleet of up to 30 cars for your business, and it's completely free to sign up. It's convenient as you can get significant credit for your fuel, reduce your admin, which can make your life easier and help with cash flow. Plus, you can set up monthly auto payments so you don't even have to log in to make sure your bills are paid. It can save you money too, with discounts of 3p per litre on standard diesel and unleaded and 4p on V-Power, which obviously I like to treat my cars to. It can save you time when doing your account as you get downloadable VAT invoices. Plus, you can use the Shell Fleet app to pay for other things at over 3,800 Shell and partner stations, including engine oil, motoring accessories and car washes. Finally, it gives you control. You can issue cards to up to 30 drivers and see what is being spent, where and when.
Handy if, like me, you and your team do lots of miles.
To download the Shell Fleet app, just click the link in the description of this video or my pinned comment. Or you can just click on the pop-out banner that should be appearing in the top right-hand corner of the screen now. Alternatively, head to the Google Play Store or the App Store and download it from there.
It's completely free to sign up and can save you time, money and stress.
So let's talk about the engine upgrades. Things that I can see. That doesn't provide any more performance, does it?
No, that just looks pretty.
Carbon fibre engine cover rather than the rubberised one you get on the normal car. But this makes a difference. There's this huge carbon fibre air intake.
So that makes a huge difference on a car that's not even tuned. It's around 20 horsepower. Also, in terms of power, we've got the full Krapovic exhaust, and again, that adds around 20 horsepower.
Right, so as standard, the car has 260 horsepower. It has 360 newton meters of torque. By doing that, you can take it up to 300.
Yep.
Which it feels like, I don't feel like it's slow. I don't feel like it's, in fact, I feel like it's very quick and doesn't really need to be that much quicker. So does it really need 300 horsepower?
No car needs extra horsepower. It's just nice having it when you need it.
Okay, right, but you didn't think 300 horsepower was enough, so you made some other changes.
Yeah, so the only other thing then we did was we remapped the ECU to give the car an extra, another 40 horsepower.
So now you've got up to what, 340 horsepower?
340 horsepower and around the same in torque.
In
foot-pounds.
What's that in newton meters? About 470
Yeah.
newton meters, something like that.
Sounds about right.
So quite a big leap in torque as well.
Yep.
Wow. And once again, it's not something that I felt that the Yaris needed. It feels like just about the right amount of power for me. It's quick.
Yeah, it's quick enough, but it's even
quicker
more fun.
now.
It's even more fun. when
Even
it's
quicker now. Right. But as well as your power, you're going to get more noise from
Yes.
the air intake.
Yeah, you get really nice noise from the air intake, you get the turbo whoosh sound, and then you get the lovely sound from the Krapovic exhaust at the back.
The noise from the GR Yaris, I mean, most of it that you experience when you're driving it is this fake noise that they play through the speakers.
Which we've turned off.
Because that's really all you hear from the inside.
And then from the outside, all you hear is the tyres on the road.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see whether the sound is actually more welcome than the increase in performance.
I think you'll be surprised.
You think I'm going to like both?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll find out, aren't we? Okay, so that's what you've done to the engine. So the ECU, it's the Toyota system, but you've just remapped it.
Yes.
Was that hard to do?
Basically, the ECU was locked for ages. As soon as the companies figured out how we could get in and out of it and program it, then it was fairly straightforward.
What about the four-wheel drive system? Because I remember speaking to you ages ago that you were going to try and do something with the four-wheel drive system to alter it so you could make it 100% rear drive.
Yeah, so
Is that possible though with the way it works? Because isn't it some kind of like gearing in there?
So I think that's possible with a standalone ECU like a Cyvex, but not possible at the moment with the stock ECU. I was told by somebody inside Toyota it is possible, but I don't know if it is.
Was it the person that worked in the canteen though?
No, definitely not the canteen.
All right, let's shut this down and go and see the, I forgot, no gas struts here. It's all quite cheap and light, isn't it?
This is all old school.
And now we're going to check out what most people complain about with the GR Yaris. It's not really the performance.
No.
It's not really the looks. It's the seats. So these seats are quite different to what you get as standard. What are they exactly?
So they're made by a company called Cobra, who are based in the UK, and it's their Nagaro model. And obviously we've had it retrimmed to suit the car and had the Venturi company branding. So I actually went to the factory and they built them while I was there. And with their seat mount, the seat sits a lot lower as well, which is the main complaint.
They're mounted so high. I don't mind, it gives you a good view out, but often when you're driving like a sporty car, you want to be low, you want to be as low to the road as possible, and they don't really give you that. They're more set up high. The PR department of Toyota say so that it's like you're in a rally car. But when I've actually sat in a proper rally car, they sit quite low. It seemed like PR speak to me. So yeah, these seats, really nice. They're more body hugging by the look of them.
Yes.
Obviously wing backed. You have got the red stitching, which matches what you actually have in the car standard and on the steering wheel. But these whole brackets, you're not just buying a seat, you're buying these brackets as well, which allow the seat to just be that much lower. How much lower exactly do you know in terms of millimetres?
I think it was around 2 inches.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
It is.
When you think about the movement that a normal seat will go through, it's like going from the top part of the setting to almost...
Yeah, right to the bottom.
So that's going to be really interesting to see what that does, because it basically lowers your hip point and puts you more like in the centre of the car, feel the way it's rotating, won't you?
Yeah, so obviously there's no adjustment on the height. You can't do that manually. You can go back and forward. To adjust it, you'd have to unbolt the seat and then make it to your specification. But this is essentially set up for me.
Okay, so how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Okay, so I'm slightly taller than you. What, the seats? we've got the suspension, the noise it should make, and the power. Those 4 things that you think you have made better. Let's find out, Imran. Let's find out if you really have.
Proof will be in the pudding.
Before I go for a drive, let's have a listen to a cold start with this upgraded exhaust. So go on, start it up. Oh my God. Now, see what it's like as standard. Okay, Imran, heading out in your modified GR Yaris. First thing I'm noticing is obviously the seating position. I don't know whether it's because I'm used to the standard. This just feels almost too low. The dash is quite high on this car.
Yeah.
I can't see quite so well. Although in some ways I can see better there because I'm lower. The rear view mirror isn't getting in my way so much because there's this little gap, isn't there? It's a really awkward position, the rear view mirror in this car. I've got a wider field of view, just not such a good vertical field of view, I don't think. Right, now I need to find some bumps. So it feels firmer. In fact, that's interesting, just over those rumble strips. That was pretty good over there.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let you experience it in terms of suspension. I don't want to taint your view.
I think already, I mean, I need to get some speed up, is that it sort of feels more expensive. Kind of reminds me a bit of a Porsche GT car where it's like firm, but in a good way.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, blooming heck. I mean, wait a minute. And you've turned off the sound on the inside. This is like a racing car, isn't it?
Yeah, the note from the Akrapovic exhaust is amazing. It's very much like a rally car, I think.
Now, he talks about 4 problems with this car. There's actually another 2. One I've already mentioned, the position of the rear view mirror. The other is the pedals. You can't heel and toe in this car, can you? The pedals are just, well, I can't.
Far apart.
They're just the wrong height and too far apart. Now, driving mode, I'm in like front wheel drive bias at the moment. I never drive like that. I always drive in track me. I used to drive in rear drive bias, which is like 70% to the rear, but I switched because you could feel it pushing you from the back. But when you do that, you miss out on the effect of that front diff. You don't feel it hook up as much, and I like the way that really pulls it out of a corner.
And that's what reminds me of the Evo.
Okay, for just like driving about, it is firmer, but it's not any less comfortable. Here we go, let's have a little boot down it. Not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling the extra power. I don't know whether it's because there's more noise and I'm expecting more based on the noise. Also, I've just been driving an M3
with 510 horsepower.
You know, because sometimes when you jump
You
out of
need to
a
do back-to-back,
it didn't seem like it came on boost in the same way as the normal one. I'm starting to warm to the driving position and the suspension, and it just feels more like a racing car rather than just a hot hatch.
Telling me that's not
okay, right. So yeah, I think I've just been confused slightly by the M3 I was driving earlier. Now, if you want to see that video, just click up there. Okay, M3 Touring CSL. Yes, it feels like a very different car. Oh no, I think I might want to do this. I didn't think.
You said it couldn't be improved, Matt.
I think saying a bit like a Porsche 911 compared to a Porsche 911 GT, it's like that, isn't it?
Yeah, like you drive 911, you don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No.
When you drive a GT3, you're like, oh, okay, this is what it could be.
Is it a bit busier in the suspension? Yeah, maybe, but it's not busier in a way that it's uncomfortable. It is firmer, you feel that it's firmer, but the damping is better.
Yeah, so the dampers are much better quality than the standard ones.
That's one of the things I really like about the Yaris GR, is that it feels like a stiff car. Right, you know what? I'm going to give it a little launchy launch. Okay. I'm just going to slip it a bit. Yeah, it rips through its revs quicker, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm starting to feel it now. It's definitely more of an event straight away when you get into it. And I think if they'd have launched this car, everyone would have been like, oh my God, this is incredible. I mean, we were like that about the GR Yaris anyway, I love it.
And as I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with the standard one. For me, this is just enhancing it in a way that's personal to me.
Do I do this to my car? So first of all, we need to think about the cost. How much is it? All these upgrades?
Probably around £10,000.
Okay, we're not doing this.
Everything's a couple of grand or more.
Yeah.
Seats, a couple of grand.
Oh.
A couple of grand.
Let's have a listen through here.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Wow. So I've just been getting exhaust really because but now with the windows open, I'm getting all the intake noises. It's nice. You've done a good job.
Thank you. I'm relieved. I thought I was going to end up with going home and being really depressed.
So that's an instance when tuning goes right. So then I've driven a modified Yaris and I am disappointed. I'm disappointed that A, I was wrong, and B, that I really probably should do this to my car. It feels special, it really does. I thought there'd be quite a few downsides, the compromises of the stiffer suspension, the engine maybe being a bit laggy, but there's none of that really. It feels different. Like I said in the video, it feels like a GT3 version of a GR Yaris, and like a GT3 version. To achieve it, you have to spend quite a lot more money. So will I be doing it? Oh, I probably won't, but I'll always wish that I had.